Hey, I'm gonna do this real quick video. Let me move back a little so you can see my funny shirt. All right, there we go. I think it's funny. Fuck, I love it. I mean, I haven't gotten $20 for anyone yet, but maybe that's because I only wore it twice. Bye. Quit going after the bug. All right, it's just a bug. All right, the moon. Let's talk about the moon. We went to the moon several times, right? I don't even know. I think it was like 6 times or some shit, or 7 times. This guy named Watek. His name is no. I'm sorry. I take that back. His name is Waptek. Wap Tech. One word. He's hilarious. He's one of those like Philip Class. And when I say Philip Class, that's a last name with a K, as in glass, but with a K instead. Philip Class used to be a UFO, debunker. It was obvious that his skepticism was more of a disease than anything else, and so that's what I look at Waptek as. Unfortunately, he's fallen into that same category. Somebody that only wants to deny stuff all the time, which means that you've got you got people that do the opposite, okay, and then you got people like him who do nothing but be skeptics, but they pick topics that are touchy-feely with people because it's their opinion, like 9/11, what happened really, or we went to the moon but we got help. That's my opinion. We did go to the moon, we just got help, and then they just admitted they faked a lot of they just admitted they faked a lot of the moon fucking footage. All these years went by and they just now said, yeah, well, we did. But the truth is this. We already knew they faked a bunch of it because we looked at it. Some of it was real, some of it wasn't. We did get help to the fucking moon. All right? Probably the people that are doing it are another race of humans. That's simple. Okay? So, and they probably have connections too. Like somebody may have good connections for marijuana, or whatever. They have good connections with people traveling around the universe even, maybe. Okay, so it's just like science fiction. There's nothing different about it. It is a lot like science fiction. I mean, the life has to progress, and if it has to go into space, it's going to do it. And the same goes with, creatures from other dimensions and stuff. They eventually have to find a way out of their dimension because it's just too hostile. Like, it's hostile here. Okay, so, there's a lot of void, but I mean, for the most part, to be safe as some form of supernatural, what we would consider a supernatural astronaut, they actually have to manipulate matter on the spot so they can protect, and they can also convert quickly so that they don't match the physics. So anything in those physics, whatever happened, it doesn't hurt them. Okay, so what I'm saying is this. We went to the moon. We had help. But the creatures, aren't going to let us back. And the only way that there's an agreement for that would be for us to go somewhere else, like another moon. In other words, we haven't gone back because we simply don't have permission to go back. They gave us permission initially because they realized, well, we'll help them. We'll be able to observe and make sure they don't have anything dangerous. But eventually we're going to have to, we don't mix with those humans. They have a whole different agenda. We have a policy of observation only. We're not allowed to do certain things with them because the other extraterrestrials have more power than us and can make life difficult for them. The spacefaring humans that are somewhat in control. They're kind of like I would call, they got their foot in the water, to make sure the temperature's right. Okay. And that's what they do. That's their job. They really are kind of, they're not necessarily intersolar either. They have connections. Though what I'm saying is this, and you're going to say, well, where are your links? Where are your proof? I have intuition. Okay. And my intuition tells me that a lot of them are synthetics. A lot of humanoids that aren't looking like us, they're synthetic. but they're made so that they can withstand a lot of properties and dangers out in space. If something does go wrong and they can't manifest a new physics or a new dimension, subdimension, or they can't manifest, something goes wrong with their stuff too from time to time. And proof in the pudding is some of their UFOs go down, but it's not a big deal for them. They're not as restrictive as, let's say, Star Trek, where if they drop some technology down there, they got to go get it. No, these extraterrestrials, it's willy-nilly. It's like, hey, man, they're already advancing quickly, and we've already lost a few of those vehicles down there before, and who knows, in the Middle Ages and beyond. Okay, but we weren't able to back engineer it until recently. In the past couple hundred years, we were able to start getting stuff done. So what I'm saying is, guys, these intermediate, higher up humans really aren't allowed to have a social life with us, and they're the ones that have the base. They're the ones who have basically the moon is a spacecraft. It towed itself there. It didn't get towed there. It fucking flew there. And the reason why it faces us all the time is because their most precious, what they consider something they don't want us to look at or anything is on the other side. Most of the important stuff that they have is on the other side that, if anything should happen, they would prefer it would be on the opposite side of the moon. But by the way, that is almost an impossibility. That orbit so close to us with a moon that size, that orbit is not likely to ever happen in nature. And just the fact that it does pull, though, on the planet and causes the tides and stuff is also evidence that it's a terraforming spaceship. In other words, it's also a weapons depot for protecting us, but it's also it's not the break off humans that are not break off. They're actually originally from somewhere else, but those humans are interacting with those other extraterrestrials there, so they do got privileges. They have made it to that level. They do have privileges. Their brain works extremely better than us because and they're more or less the same, but they all they have to do is tweak those fucking biologicals a little, those humans, and they can be 100 times smarter. And that's what they are. They're, well, I don't know about 100 times smart, but they're extremely smart, but they're same as us. They just have one tweak in their genetics that's designed by design. On call too. You can, like us, we're on call. We could all of a sudden be super smart. All they have to do is tweak it. Because basically you are a robot and they can fix you. They can make you extremely smart quick. They don't need to add anything to you. All they have to do is tweak your fucking genetic code and you can be super smart. So anyway, the bottom line is, guys, we're just farmed humans. We're down here. That's why we're not allowed back, because it's like letting the cows into your fucking yard when the farm is over there in the fenced area.